Hi guys, and welcome back to the OQLIS YouTube channel. So if you have just joined the OQLIS community and you are wanting to learn how to create insightful data visualizations, then you have come to the right place. Today I'll be taking you through the basics when creating your first OQLIS Explore. Before we get started, an OQLIS Explore is essentially a data visualization. This could be a bar chart, a pie chart, a Google map, and many more. Now, understanding data is a major concern for many businesses, as most leaders struggle to make informed decisions due to the complexity of data, as skills and access to information is limited and resources are scarce. Raw data shows you no true value, so in order to drive valuable insights, you need a data visualization solution that seamlessly interrogates data and builds dynamic reports and dashboards that show your business insights at a glance. The first step in creating a data visualization is setting up your data model. Remember, a data model is the format in which you pull your data from your database into OQLIS. This time around, we won't be unpacking this in detail, but if you get stuck here, please check out our data model help video by clicking the link shown on screen. Once your data model is set up, you can click on the Explore option on the side menu. And once it's finished loading, you should see this screen. So the first thing you're going to want to do is select the correct data model. In this case, I'm going to be using Titanic data down here. And this is created based on the passengers in the Titanic. If you're interested in doing this yourself, the dataset is very common and freely available online. Once you've selected your data model, the columns with numbers like age will show up in the measure box, and the columns with words like name will show up in the group box. This is because usually columns with numbers are numerical, which we can measure, and columns with words are categorical, which we can group by. However, sometimes we have a special case, as we do in this dataset, where a categorical column has ended up with all the measure columns. The column I am talking about is the survived column. This column indicates whether or not a particular passenger survived, and it does this by using ones and zeros. 1 represents that a passenger survived, and 0 represents that they did not. We can see this if we drag this field to the group box, and if we scroll down you can see that there are only 2 values in this column, 1 and 0. So now that we have addressed that, let's start making an OQLIS Explore. If we start with measure, we can select passenger ID, and then these options are pretty self-explanatory, but I'll give you a quick rundown of them anyway. Sum is used to get the total value of what you're measuring, such as your total sales or revenue. Average will be the average revenue. Max will be the record with the maximum revenue. Minimum will be the one with the least. And then count will return the number of records, and distinct count will return the number of unique records. Lastly, standard deviation will give you the standard deviation or variance of a column, and distinct will give you, distinct will return all the unique rows. So I will be using count, and if we run this, you can see that there was a total of 891 passengers on board the Titanic. And if you want to display this, your best option is probably to use a single value KPI, like so. But we can also group this, so let's group by gender and see what we get. So now we can see that there were 577 males and 314 females. But we can also display this as a pie chart, like so, or even a bar chart. But we can do this for other fields too. So for example, if we wanted to see the average age of passengers, we can do this. And let's represent it as a single value KPI, And now you can see that the average age of passengers is about 24 years old. But let's group this by class. Where is class? Class. So, and let's represent it as a chart. So now you can see the average age is about 18 for economy class, 33 for first class, and 28 for business class. But occasionally data sets have missing values. Now I know that this data set has missing values in the age column, so I'm going to filter out these missing values by putting age in the filter box like so, and selecting greater than 0. And let's run this again. And now you can see the average age for economy class is more likely to be 25, 38 for first class, and 30 for business class. So the reason why our averages were so low before this is because some of the age records are blank in the database, and these will be measured as 0 on the in our Explore screen here, and that will obviously drastically decrease the average age of passengers. So this is a more representative Explore, if you can call it that. So this can also be used for text values. Say we only wanted to see first class and business class. So to do that, we'll add a and here, and let's drag class and say not equal to economy class. And now you can see it's only showing the average age for first class and business class. Now, the last thing you need to know before you can get started on building your first Explore is sorting. Let's say we want a table showing all of our passengers with their names and ages. So let's just clear this Explore. So now we want to group by name and measure age. We'll use the sum, since each person is essentially a unique record and the sum of their age will be their age. And then we can represent this as a data table like so. And now you can see we've got everybody's names here and their age here, but it's not really in any particular order. So if we want this alphabetically, we'll put their name in the sort column and we will say ascending. And then we run. And now you can see our names are sorted alphabetically. We could do this with age instead. Let's put age in the sort column and sort by oldest first. So we'll go age descending and then run. And now we can see our oldest person on the boat is 80 years old, and all the other ages are decreasing from there downwards. Now also, let's say we have millions and millions of records and we only want to see the top 10. So then we can introduce a limit here of 10 and run that, and you can see we only have 10 records. And we could even do that with 3, like so. Now you should be ready to start creating your first OQLIS Explore. The best way to create unique and interesting explores is to just dive in and experiment with all your options. If you want help with specific charts, be sure to have a look at our tutorials playlist. And yeah, that's all for today.
For today's tutorial, I'll be creating a calculated field for a data model. When you are in the Explore screen, the first step is to select the data model for which a calculated field should be created for. For this tutorial, I'll be using the new support ticket data model. After the data model has been selected, scroll down to the calculated fields list. Below the calculated fields list, you'll see an Add Calculated Field button. When you click this button, a modal with 3 fields will open up. The first is the field name. This is what the calculated field will be known as. The second is the field list. These are all the current fields in the data model. To the right of this is an add button. When this is clicked, the selected field is added to the formula field below. The third field is the formula field. This is a free text field in which the formula for the calculated field should be typed. The formula needs to be in SQL syntax. For this tutorial, I'll be creating a sum of the ticket ID field. I will call the field sum ticket ID. Next, I will go into the formula field and type sum. Next, I will go into the field list and select the ticket ID field and click add. After the field has been configured, click the save button. The newly created field will be in the calculated fields list and can be used in building explores. The calculated field can be used in measures, group, filter, drill paths and sort. I'll be using the calculated field in the measure and use the status as a group. As you can see, the data is displayed using a calculated field. If you want to edit or remove a calculated field, click the gear icon next to the field that needs to be edited or removed. The modal will open in which changes can be made. After the changes have been made, click the save button to update the field. If you want to delete the field, click the red delete button. This will remove the calculated field from the data model and from the calculated fields list. This covers the tutorial on how to create a calculated field for a data model.